Hi everyone, it's been a long time since I did a video. So this video is on CISSP and I wanted to make a quick honest video to share my experience, my study plan and the resources that I used throughout that time period. So hopefully if anyone else wants to do it, they can take whatever that's useful to you guys if you're doing it. As usual, let me start with the basics, a quick introduction to the certification. CISSP is one of the top certifications for cybersecurity professionals, and it's recognized globally and shows that you have both technical and managerial skills to protect an organization's security. Also, there's a saying that goes CISSP is 10 miles wide and an inch deep. And what that means is that the exam covers a very broad range of topics across cybersecurity, but it doesn't go deep into every single topic or domain. And this is because CISSP is designed for roles that involve in managing security programs. And for that, it's important to have a broad understanding in all areas rather than just a deep technical knowledge in just one or two areas. So my personal motivation to do CISSP was to advance further in the industry, but I think there can be other reasons, like maybe to get a deeper understanding on the concepts, and it can also be as a personal challenge. One thing to remember is that there are some eligibility criteria you need to meet before you can take the exam. So for full details, I'll put the official ICSWare link in the description box below and you can check it out there. Okay, that's it for the first part. Let's go to the part where we talk about the resources, right? So I kept it very simple. I only had two resources. The first one is the Cybex CISSP study guide. This book, you can get it from Amazon Kindle, and it's very detailed. It covers all the domains and all the concepts that you need for the exam. Although there are 10 domains in CISSP, the book covers all these domains in like 21 to 22 chapters, so that's a lot of studying. But it's really good for building a strong foundation. And so although I say foundation, I wouldn't exactly say everything is foundational though. But it's like this: if you have more experience in the industry, then definitely there's less studying, I think, because you already know the concept, where to use it, what it is, and everything, right? But if you don't know, then of course there's a lot of studying. Personally, for me, some of the domains were very difficult because I have not touched that area, so I have to learn a lot about it. So this book, I think there are around 1,100 pages, including the introductory parts and the practice questions. Also, when you purchase the study guide, you will get access to a separate online platform that has more questions. You should take advantage of that too. Next resource I used, also I will put the link to the book in the description box. Second resource I used is the Boston Practice Exam Set. Boston provides around 6 full practice exams with 150 questions. So those were very helpful, not just for the technical knowledge, but I also think it trained my mind to think the way that I should think for the actual exam. Um, but I should say that it's not exactly like in the exam, not discouraging, but I honestly think that the questions in the exam is way more in a scenario based method than in the practice questions everywhere, right? Even in the book and in Boston, uh, it's not exactly like in the exam. The exam is more, it's more scenario based. Yeah. So all these resources were recommended to me by my friend who passed the exam, and I think this would benefit y'all too. But of course, there are lot of other resources. Y'all can check them out. The next part is my study plan. This was stressful. Even just remembering it's stressful. A quick disclaimer before I go about it. Just because I'm sharing my experience doesn't mean you have to follow it exactly the same way. Take whatever you find useful and leave the rest. Because honestly, I know my way wasn't perfect and there are definitely better ways to do it. So this is what I did. I'll tell everything in a very simple way. So my way was very simple. Study the book, see how confident I was after I studied everything. Do the questions in the book. If I'm not confident enough, read the book again, but second time should be a light review, not intense like the first time, right? And if all is okay, then schedule the exam and then start with the Boston practice exams. That is exactly what I did. Uh, One thing again, don't memorize the concepts, but just know what it is used for and when to apply it. Memorizing won't do any good for CISSP because the questions are not straightforward. Okay, on the time, so I spent 4 hours almost every single day for 2 months straight. Okay, I think I spent more time in the library than I was at home those days. For the practice exams in Boston, I think if you can take around 650 marks for each practice set, then I think you're good to take the exam. Okay, next I'll talk about the challenges I faced or what I would have done differently. Honestly, for me, I only have this one main thing, and that is time. So I think it's better to have a timeline for 3 months at least. This is my personal opinion with my experience. But if you have more experience in the industry, then it definitely should be okay. Next, I'll give an idea for the exam day experience. I took the exam at a Pearson Center in Singapore, and most of the questions were scenario based, not direct questions, like I said. I think I only got like maybe one or two straightforward questions, everything else was scenario. The format was mainly single select multiple choice, but I also got two questions that were drag and drop style, right? One important tip is to pay close attention to how the question is worded. Sometimes they ask for the most suitable answer according to the scenario, sometimes the least suitable one. Or they might ask what's the first thing you should do or what you should not do. So you have to read the question properly because you might pick the wrong option even if you understand the concept. So take a moment, read the question twice if you and don't spend too much time stuck on one. Also, if you're not a native English speaker, you can request for extra time for the exam just like the other certifications, right? Another tip, when I wasn't sure about a question, I used the elimination method. So basically, it means that I removed the obviously wrong choices first. Even after that, sometimes you'll end up with very, very similar answers, and that's very normal. Like, say for instance, you eliminate two answers, and the other two are correct answers, right? You have to choose the most suitable one for the scenario. So for that, you have to think and answer. So if you have any questions, you all can drop a comment in the video and I'll be answering. Hope this was useful. All the very best for the exam.